Alright,
Yes.
gonna head over to Redcliffe and be taking Allistair. We'll take Sten.
Yes.
He has his companion quest there as well. And we'll take Win.
Yes.
To Redcliffe Village. About time we got this.
Very well. Yes.
Yeah, Sten has some levels. Let's go do that real quick. Also make him a champion. Check down here. Don't really use Rally again, but I really want that last one.
I am here. I can do so.
Okay. Now, we can get from here.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tegrin can give you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made.
Times have changed in Orzammar, but let's see that discount. And it's mainly for this. 1 point to spend on a skill. That's right. Have a few gifts here too. Go ahead and get these plans too. And we'll do another point survival. Which is good, because I think we need 2 for something in the future. And I believe it's your main character is required to be the one to have it.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
What's on your mind?
I told you before how Al-Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Definitely some big news. Doesn't that make you heir to the throne?
Maker's breath, I hope not. I don't think so. You don't think so, do you? I'm a bastard. And nobody even knows about me. I would have told you, but It never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaylin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I get it, man. Does Logain know?
Why wouldn't he? He was King Marek's best friend. I don't know if that means anything, though. I certainly never considered the idea that it might ever be important. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it.
So you're the heir to the throne, then?
Let's hope not. I'm the son of a commoner and a Grey Warden to boot. It was made very clear to me early on that there was no room for me raising any rebellions or such nonsense. And that's fine by me. Now, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaylin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... Oh no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
I kind of want to hit too. But I feel he's going to take it really bad. Let's just go for it. And what does that make me?
The reason I think we have a chance of setting things right.
I thought I saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
I've heard Arl Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying. We've no army to defend us. No Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead. And those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arl Eamon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
Well, I've definitely heard things weren't all too well here.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainisfere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan, though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Allistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Ten Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
Your nephew?
I refer to Cailan, of course. Our sister was Queen Rowan, King Merrick's wife and Cailan's mother, make her rest her soul.
So, you are a Grey Warden as well? Is it possible we've met? You seem very familiar.
You may have known my father, Taran Kuzlin.
Ah, yes, that's it, exactly. A pleasure to meet you indeed, though I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the Walking Dead. Decomposing corpses, returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Allistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arl Eamon.
Of course we'll help.
There are no Darkspawn here, and nothing to gain. It is a fool's errand.
Persuade. If there's a chance to rescue the Arl, we have to try.
Perhaps.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
I want to discuss the situation with you.
Of course.
Isn't the timing of this awfully convenient?
Are you suggesting what's happened here is related to Cailan's death and the Civil War, even Eamon's illness?
Do you know why Arl Eamon is ill?
No, I do not. I arrived recently myself, having heard the news. I know as much as you do now.
Isn't Eamon heir to the throne?
Our sister was Cailan's mother. I suppose we've royal blood, but it's a shaky claim to the throne, though still better than Loghain's. And it does mean Eamon could intervene in Loghain's bid for the throne, but let's not leap to conclusions. I would not like to think that anyone would wish this on my brother. He is a good man, and much loved by the people of Redcliffe. And I can't imagine how terrible it must be for our lesser Isolde, and especially Connor. I would not want him to lose his father at such a young age.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
Their search for the urn of sacred ashes.
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Do you need more men in here with you?
We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
Okay. So what happens after the battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
There'd better be a reward after all this.
Eamon would be in a better position to reward you, to be honest.
So what exactly are these things that attack the village?
I do not know. They seem to be walking corpses, men with rotting flesh that continue to attack even with the gravest injuries.
Undead, perhaps. Spirits possessing the bodies of the dead. We could be dealing with a mage, but who would do such a thing?
Alright, I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Approval. That could have gone differently with Sten, though, had we not persuaded him.
What do you need? There is not much daylight left.
Alright, tell me more about yourself.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think? We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
Persuasion. Come now. Is knowing a little about you too much to ask?
I beg your pardon, my lady. Where are my manners? What would you like to know?
What will you do if Arl Eamon is dead?
I don't know. If Connor lives, he'll be the Arl and I'll need to help him with it. If he's... well, I don't want to think about that.
Why have you stayed? Why didn't you just leave?
After the first attack, I wanted to go for help, but I couldn't just leave these people. The Bannon gear up to battle Loghain, while Darkspawn loom to the south. Loghain won't send anyone, so Redcliffe is on its own.
Of course he won't. Are you a skilled warrior?
Skilled enough to know there are many far better than myself.
Do you have any family yourself?
Oh, you mean, am I married? No, I've never had the pleasure. If I did, I'd be lucky to find a woman as lovely as yourself.
You don't know a thing about me.
If I may be so bold, what of you, my lady? Are you married?
Lie. No, I'm not.
I find that hard to believe. Surely that is a crime somewhere. But I am too bold, my lady. This is hardly the time for such banter. Please accept my apology.
It's quite alright.
I'm glad. What else would you like to know?
Perhaps we should get back to the matter at hand.
Good, then my secrets are still safe. I was worried for a moment there.
See what I can do.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Alright, let's go around talking to everyone in here.
Let us pray. Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition. You are a stranger amongst us, yet you still agree to defend our village in its darkest hour. We are most grateful to you.
I have my reasons to be here.
Which doesn't include protecting innocents. Regardless, I am grateful the Maker brought you to us. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers. Surely this cannot be the entire village. These few are all who are left? All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Just how safe is the chantry?
It is the sturdiest building in the village. The women, elderly, and children will stay here during the battle, while the militia and knights protect them. They set up a barricade outside the chantry to keep monsters from getting inside. If anything gets in, Ban Tegan is our only defense. Please, have mercy. Help these people. Do whatever you can. May the Maker watch over you, child.
We don't need a blessing.
It is not right. The Arl is dead. The king is dead. We are Doomed.
They're gone, dear boy. Gone on a long trip.
When will they be back? I miss them.
Be brave, young man. Your parents would want that. We need you here to protect the rest of us. Yes?
I guess I can do that.
There's a good lad. In the morning, we'll look for your parents. In the morning. I fear most for the children. They are so frightened. It breaks my heart.
Founding of the Chantry. Calendar.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the Chant of Light to the Chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Now, if you remember back to the very beginning in the wilds, this should seem kind of familiar. Are you Jeddah?
I am. You've heard of me?
Just a hunch, take care. Jeez. Your husband and son are both dead.
I thought that might be the case. Thank you for telling me.
Certainly.
Maker's blessings upon you.
It said to let her know if they didn't make it.
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
Are you alright? Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere. And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
What would you give to find him? Let's do it.
I have nothing. Everything we owned is in our house. If you found my brother, I would be eternally grateful. Oh, please, couldn't you look for him? I'm begging you.
Where would he go?
I thought he'd be at home, but he never came when I called him. If he doesn't come back tonight, I'm just so afraid for him. I'm so scared, Father. What are we going to do?
Silence, girl. Do you want the children to hear you?
But night is coming. The monsters will return, and we sit here and wait for them.
We have no choice. We must pray and hope for the Maker's compassion.
I just hope everything will be all right. So many have already died. If monsters make it to the Chantry, they will break through the windows and slay us all.
To think, I'd live to see the Arl and King both dead, and my own village ready to fall.
Yes?
Alright, sorry to tell you your husband is dead.
Why? What did he do to deserve this?
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Then she just
Soon,
runs
darling.
out, not exactly
Don't worry.
safe.
Everything will be all right. I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
I already told you. Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
Demonic possession.
We should have loaded up the wagons and taken our chances on the road.
I want to go home. When will this be over?
Alright. Let's go check the village out, see what we can do.
Is this where humans keep all their wisdom? Your behavior makes much more sense to me now.
Alright, thanks, man.
We should You know, we don't have the men we need. And their numbers just keep growing each night. Well, sure, they take the dead and they, you know...
I don't want to think about that.
I guess this might be the last night after all. The king isn't coming. Nobody is.
So what can we do? Leave? Try to get out of the village?
And abandon everyone? No, we fight.
We've no other choice. Doesn't Owen know that he'll die too if we die?
So you have to give them some credit, though.
It's good you're going to help us. We could use all the help we can get.
I wish Owen would relight the forge. He's our only hope now.
Tell them to maintain watch. I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Pray, and hope for a miracle.
I don't know why Ban Tegan didn't order Dwyn to fight. Everyone should have to fight.
So we're hearing that there's definitely some problems going on.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens.
I don't think Darkspawn cares who killed them.
If you hadn't noticed, there aren't Darkspawn around these parts. Not yet, anyway. We aren't gonna turn aside anyone who wants to help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch, mayor of what's left of the village, providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
Persuade. Have faith, good man. We will defeat this evil together.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge.
How's morale?
Morale's about what you'd expect. These men aren't soldiers. They're villagers defending their homes, and they're frightened. It would help if we had decent equipment. There weren't enough swords in Owen's shop, and the men's armor is nearly falling off. I don't think we're in any shape to fight. We'll do our best, of course, but, well, I have my doubts. I just hope I'm alive tomorrow morning.
You alright to have some questions?
Oh? Ask away.
Where can I get supplies?
If you want weapons and such, you'd go to the blacksmith, but there isn't much left there.
But there's nowhere to actually buy or sell things?
Commerce isn't exactly our biggest concern right now, but you might want to speak to Lloyd at the tavern. I wouldn't trust him, though.
Okay, tell me about what happens here.
Don't
What's
rightly
happened?
know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Ban Tegan was here.
Do you know anything about Arl Eamon's illness?
No. I know the Allistair sent the knights out for a cure. You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
Alright, something else.
Alright.
What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk. If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Why does Owen refuse to talk to you?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
Nobody else can do these repairs?
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
Okay, fair enough. See what I can do.
I'd appreciate it. If he doesn't help, he'll die like the rest of us. What good will that do anyone then? Have you spoken to Owen? Is he not the most stubborn fool you've ever met?
Not yet, no. Anything else I can do, though?
We could use some extra bodies. Having a veteran like Dwyn in the militia would help a lot, but he flat out refuses.
Tell me about Dwyn.
He's a trader, a dwarf, lives near the lake. Locked himself up in his home with some of his workers, he has. Says he doesn't need any of us. We could use somebody with his fighting experience, but he won't come out. Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen? Oh? Ask away.
Why have you been stationed here?
We're the last defenders of them folks in the Chantry. The women, elderly, and the children. They're the ones we need to protect.
The weak must learn to protect themselves.
Right, those helpless bastards. How dare they?
No Kunari would ever cower helplessly, not woman nor elder nor child. They would fight for their survival with tooth and nail.
Well, we're not Kunari. I'm not asking those folk to fight monsters. No matter what happens, we can't let them evil things in there. If they die, the village is done.
Alright.
Right. Let's hope we see morning.
Of course, Sten's gonna disapprove. Galen had no swimming.
Now's better than later.
General store.